Did you say something, Red? No, I didn't say nothing. What's your problem anyway? Look, people don't just give stuff away, especially big boxes of stuff, you know? They don't just give them away. Look, he was looking to get rid of this stuff. Quit complaining. I don't know. I just worry, you know? We're gonna take it, and we're gonna give it to the necromancers. But why? Because I think there's something in here they're gonna like. Really? Well, yes. That farmer was desperate to get rid of this. He said these guys just left it in his farmyard this morning, didn't want anything to do with it. So we're gonna make a profit, see? Yeah, the necromancers will love this. I don't know. What makes you so sure they're gonna pay for it? What if they just threaten to turn us into frogs or something? Are you serious? That's a wives' tale. That doesn't really happen. Look, we have a chance to make some real money here. I get it, Red. I just don't want to end up dead. Or like a frog. Have you literally always been this dense? Did I not see it before? Please, come on. All you have to do is go along with it. Well, this box is heavy. I know. It's because there's something valuable in it. What is it? I don't know. Well, it kind of looks like a man. A man? Well, like a mannequin, you know? Like those things, like you dress them up, right? Oh, what would they want with that? I don't know. But let's try anyway and see what happens. All right. Marl, where are you? What is happening, Marl? Hey. We got something here we're looking to sell. Thought you might like a look at it. Hey? Come on down, take a look. Really, it's quite interesting. What are you two idiots doing here? Do you not know better than to traipse into the stronghold of a mage? You have no sense. What is in the box? Look, it's a man. A man. I see. There isn't much to see through the cracks here, but it looks interesting. I tell you what. Take it into the fortress right through here, place it in the basement. Let's crack it open. See what it is. Yes, right this way. Oh, gods, this thing is heavy. It weighs a ton. Just a little bit further. We're going to put it in a cell down here, gentlemen. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Yes, right this way. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, right over here. Right. Okay. And down. Oh. Yeah. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Here is your payment. so weak. Must find power. Find power. That is better. Where are we? Where do we find ourselves? We are so weak. One petty soul is not enough. But we can now move. We have been taken. What is this place? We do not recognize it. We are too weak. We see power. Is better. Who has taken us? Who has taken us? Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarriorTV on YouTube. I'm the Couch Warrior, and you are watching ASHES, the Shadeling, Patreon exclusive parallel storyline for the ASHES series. If you're watching this right now, that means that you're a Patreon supporter, and that I appreciate you very much. And I'm pretty excited about this, not just because I like this character, and because I like the story, I like the fact that I'm going to be able to speak to you more directly. As supporters of my channel, I really do appreciate everything that you do to help me advance the channel and advance the podcast. So this is kind of my way of showing my thanks. So I think, you know, we're going to talk in some detail about this character in this phase of the story. But first, we have to get out of a little bit of a situation here. We've got a courtyard here that we have to clear. And let's please be aware that I am playing at Master Difficulty at level 50, which means we're talking about some extremely powerful mages in here that we have to neutralize. So it could get a bit ugly. So let's see if we can take care of this first, and then we'll have some more discussion. I have equipped Frost Rune. If you've watched the previous videos, you know that the Shadeling is a frost magic specialist. So I've got Frost Rune in the right hand and Shadow Bond in the left. And there is a mage right around the corner to our left that we want to take out first. And if I'm able to get that skeleton caught up in the same explosion, I could possibly eliminate both of them at once. So that is what I'm going to try and do. So let's see if we can pull it off. There's our mage. Zigzag. Okay. A little bit of slop there. Okay, you can kind of see what I'm doing there. Shadow Bond is one of my favorite spells. It's very simple. All it does is allow me to trade places with the target. But there's more than one way to activate this. Basically, I can activate the Shadow Bond by casting any spell. So, you know, having the Bond spell in the left hand, hitting my target, and then activating it by dropping a rune means that the enemy is teleported right on top of the rune and it explodes, which can be pretty devastating. So, alright. We're going to try something different here. This is an acceleration rune, and as you can see, it takes a significant amount of magicka to cast it. So let's mark that mage right there. Now we're going to sneak back up, sit on top of our acceleration rune. Okay, that acceleration rune launched him. Now that, one of the things I love about this character is coming up with ever more clever ways to use the spells. And if I were to describe the Shadeling style of magic use, it has to do a lot with displacement, moving around. But what I like is it's not just straight up teleportation, which I think would be overpowered perhaps, or maybe make things too easy. It forces me to trade places with my enemies, and it causes you to have to be a bit more strategic in the way that you do things, which I really like. You can't just go anywhere. You got to be able to trade places with somebody. And what makes that particularly interesting is the challenge that it presents, and just figuring out how to get safely around areas of the battlefield when you don't have complete control over your destination. Now, one of the things that I did for a little bit ago there was I used a combination of the Ghost Walk spell, Shadow Bond spell chained together. So I was teleporting back and forth more than once, creating a whole buttload of confusion that all culminated in a nasty Frost Rune spell for that skeleton. So it's, you know, it's just incredibly fun. Sometimes with all the flitting back and forth, it's almost hard to keep track of how everything fits together, right? So, yeah, he's behind that tree. I can't get him. Now, the acceleration rune I've discovered just through trial and error does not appear to work on the undead. So that is not an option here. All right. So I think quite often with this character, one of the things that we can expect is to put a little bit of extra work. Oh my gosh, look at all those mages. Whoa. All right, we need to stay out of sight here for a minute. All right, we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to try and detonate these guys, but in order for that to work best, I need them to bunch up a little bit. I mean, they're relatively close right now, but this is a spell that, for me, does more damage if I cast it from stealth. Right here. And we're back to safety. Okay, I think they're wise to me now. Arch Necromancer. Whoa. Not sure if I took any of them out or not. I think I did, yeah. Looks like there's only 2 left. Let's hit him with another one of those bombs. And I'm using Frost Nova here. Did that do it? I think it did. Alright, let's keep our eyes open. I don't know that we've eliminated all the mages here. So, what I'm doing with the Shadeling, technically, is I'm kind of putting this character together with the idea that he has an affinity for a certain kind of magic. And the kind of magic that I'm thinking of is what I described earlier as, like, displacement magic. The ability to do some kind of a limited teleport. But it's a teleportation power that is based on linkage with the life force of an enemy or others on the battlefield. It is a teleportation or displacement capability that requires life force in order to work, and that's going to be kind of a recurring theme with this character. So you noticed in the opening sequence he was very weak, almost unable to move at all, and then he was able to actually start moving and kind of become ambulatory, I guess, if you will, by acquiring a petty soul gem with a soul in it. He's able to draw power from the soul charges inside of a soul gem. And I think that fits nicely with the mythos, I guess, I'm building around this character and the way that he functions. I think based on some of the things you've already seen and kind of the direction I'm going with this character, we've had this experience, right, of sort of viewing him as almost being like an automaton or soulless. And I think we'll begin to discover that not only does he draw power from these soul gems, but they provide something else to him that's missing. And the more powerful the soul gem, the more freely he can operate. So he had a petty soul gem which gave him just enough strength to crawl until he found a black soul gem on the enchanting table, and now he's kind of at 100%. So when the soul gems run low, or when he doesn't have any more, he kind of goes dormant, almost like flipping the on-off switch, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of with this. All right, let's see what we got inside. Whew, that was close. Whoa. Do we
take her out? We did. Made a hell of a lot of noise in the process, but we did it. Let's see what's going on up here. Alright, there's 2 mages up there. Now they're close together, which means they're not really a good candidate for Shadow Bond. Because by snaring one, I'm going to put myself into close proximity to the other, which is not a good idea. I'll be sitting duck, I guess. Let's grab this guy. Okay. So let's try something here. We're going to do Ice Shiv, and I'm going to use it in a similar fashion to how we would use our bow and arrow to create a distraction. Come on in here.
Anybody there?
I need them to separate from one another, but they're stuck together like glue.
Mine's putting tricks on me.
All right, let's try another tack. We've got a lot of interesting weapons in our arsenal here. How about this? First, we're going to go invisible. All right. So that we'll be teleported back to that position when we're done. Now we're going to cast a spell here. This is our acceleration rune. As soon as we cast this, we'll teleport back. Okay. Now the acceleration rune is designed to launch them in the direction they're traveling when they trigger it. If that doesn't separate them, I don't know what would. Gotcha. Up again. So let's hit him with something devastating. And we're back in our hiding place. We got to confirm our damage here. Okay, there's one dead. The others may have been blown back. Okay, there's one that was reanimated. Corpse. I think we did it. Oh, wow. Look at that. He's up there. Holy. Wow. Now, the great thing about Ordinator and the way that it works is it really gives a mage some fun and interesting options to cast from stealth, which I really love. You can get some, kind of backstab or surprise damage type bonuses, which I think is wonderful. It really opens things up. So while this character is focused primarily on illusion, I've kind of made the decision that I'm not going to be using any of the more traditional vanilla Skyrim illusion spells. There's just too much interesting going on. With these spells from Apocalypse spell package. Okay, so let's look at these potions. There's a few play rules I'm working on with this character. One is that he's a spell-only character. In other words, he's not going to use those potions. But what he is going to do is he's going to gather items that he thinks would be helpful to Marl. And we'll talk more about their relationship in a bit. So, one of my play rules is he will not craft potions, he will not drink potions, but he will collect potions that he thinks would be helpful to Marl. In understanding what we do of Marl, that he's an older gentleman, that he perhaps has some health issues, things of that nature, Shadeling is going to be looking for opportunities to be helpful. Like this. Marl could use that. A circle of protection, he could maybe use that. But I think with this character, I'm going to really try hard not to junk him up, not to fill him up with a whole bunch of stuff. So if we look at inventory right now, I got an Ancient Nord arrow here. That's only because I was hit with it. Okay? We've got that stuff going on, stamina and healing stuff going on, scrolls. We've got a couple of scrolls that we've grabbed. Ingredients, don't really need those. And then under miscellaneous, we've got a few items here, but they're almost all soul gems and things like that. So he's going to be, I think, looking for money, looking for gems, looking for potions that might help Marl with his various health issues, things like that. Now, I'm still working on a way to kind of track how the Shadeling is doing with regard to expending his supply of power, or, if we're going around acquiring soul gems with the idea that he's using them almost as if they were batteries. What are the rules we're going to use to determine when he's run out of power, when he needs a replacement battery? Candlelight Spell Tome. That might be good for Marl. And a Grand Soul Gem. We're going to grab that. So, if you've got any suggestions there, let me know. I would say, the only requirement is that it can't be tedious to use. If it requires me to do a whole bunch of tracking in a notebook and stuff like that, I don't know how interested I am. I would like to find a better way to do that, if at all possible. Okay, raise zombie. Okay, so I do have an alteration spell called Detonate Lock. Interestingly enough, though, I have not been able to get it to work. And I'm not sure what the issue is exactly. But I have tried it several times, and it just doesn't seem to work. So let's try it here. I'm in front of the door. And let's see what happens. Lock holds. missed it? How did she miss it?
Hello? Who's there?
Let's go back over. Come on. Hit it. There we go.
Hello? Who's there?
Oh, I missed him. Wow, she's tough too.
Mine's playing tricks on me.
Oh,
I know I heard something.
look at her. What?
Mine's
Okay, that got her. And that took care of her lackey as well. Okay, so what about the Shadeling and like magic items and stuff? No, he's not going to use them. He's not going to collect. He's only going to collect things that he would presumably turn over tomorrow. So this is kind of a play rule. So stripped down, really. Not a lot going on where items is concerned. It's going to be very simplistic. Really, the focus of this character, from a play perspective, you know, just from a game mechanics perspective, is to just try and find the most clever and interesting ways possible to move through a space and to take out opponents. And that, to me, is the truly exciting thing about this character, is all the really just crazy stuff you could come up with, different combinations. I just fell into, completely by accident, the idea of chaining together a ghost walk and a shadow bond, and the effect was kind of amazing. I mean, it really confused opponents, not being able to pinpoint where I was at any given time. So, you know, those kinds of things are what make this interesting. All right. Oh, hey.
Here we go.
You die. All right, so let's talk about the story a little bit. The reason that there are two tracks, and I was working on explaining this a little bit earlier, I believe, is in part for your benefit, to increase the variety. So we have kind of the low-level character growth experience, and we have the high-level character experience, where we get to have a lot of fun with clever use of power and trying different experiments and things like that. So it gives you variety, but it also gives me variety, which is important. It keeps me enthused about the project and keeps me coming back and creating content, because if I get sick of one experience, I can switch to another, and we alternate back and forth. Having the two stories tied together is extremely helpful as well, because I only need to work on one story and not two. So that's kind of why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. Oh, geez. Come on. Come on, big boy. Come on. See what you got. I'm waiting. Dead troll. So, you know, it's about variety, excitement, and I think that if I'm looking to create a story that has some longevity, it's important that it continues to be exciting for you, but it's also important that I continue to be interested in creating episodes. So building variety for play style right into the structure of the story itself is super helpful. So I think with each episode, there will be some small reveals about things that are going on in the story and things specific to the characters and their relationship to one another. One of the things that I would like to talk about related to that is this idea of how did the Shadeling get here? We know from the first episode of Marl's story that he lost his funding and he was forced out, and he's traveling to Skyrim because he wants to test his theories, and also because he's basically destitute and was able to finagle a tutoring job here in Skyrim, someplace in Whiterun. We haven't determined yet, so he's traveling to Whiterun. How did the Shadeling get here? Well, the Shadeling came with Marl, but we don't know what kind of creature the Shadeling is yet. The Shadeling came to Skyrim packed in a crate, just like a piece of luggage. He was packed in a long crate, surrounded in ash to protect his body, and he was loaded on a ship and basically hauled to Skyrim like so much luggage. He is, I hesitate to say the property of Marl, but he's certainly the responsibility of Marl. So, and as we've seen in the very first episode, Marl acknowledged that in the farmyard where they found their carriage, there were a couple of crates of things that belonged to him, including a big long crate that he asked his helpers to load onto the cart, but it never got done. So in Marl's storyline, he does not yet really realize, I think, that the crate is missing. So here we have the Shadeling, and it's clear from the things that he said that he's confused about why he's here, where he is. Can I hit it at this range? I did. Okay, let's beat it out of here. Okay, hiding spot here. Let's see if anyone's going to follow us down here. There's traps here. All right. So we've killed 2 of these bandits. One of the things I will say, too, is that the Shadeling has some connection with Marl and some limited ability to be able to sense Marl's presence. They have a bond of a magical nature that will eventually allow this creature we call the Shadeling to track him down. But we don't know what the circumstances of that are yet. Acceleration rune laid down over there. We'll see if anything happens with it. I'm assuming that it was successfully laid down. If it was, that bandit is practically on top of it at the moment. Some archer up there. Let's see if we can entice them. Who are you? Gotcha. Okay, they tried to flank us, but that didn't work very well for them. Huh. Now it looks like I'm able to put down that spell. Although it didn't activate last time, which makes me wonder if the Ghost Walk teleportation effect perhaps makes it so that it doesn't work properly. So the only way we're going to know for sure is to look. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, he will not come far enough down the walkway to activate the trap. That's the issue. Even in pursuit of me, he's not making the journey. So, let's try a different method. So, a big part of what I'm doing with this character is really focusing on experimentation. There he goes. Boom. Now that launched him way over here. Somewhere. Yeah, he's way over here. We'll take the lockpicks. Can always use those. Okay. Let's see what else we've got in our quiver here. I think it might be sort of fun. We're going to see if we can mind control or compel that other archer. There he is. Of course, he's right there where I can't get at him. Where are you now? Who's that? Come on, 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 come on. Got her. Okay, now. She's going to go after her buddies. It's okay. We'll let them fight. While we scope out what's going on here. I think...
Found you.
Gotcha. Ah. Okay, we need him to give chase. See how cocky he is. That's going to work against him. Right down here. Right down here, fool. All right, let's... being cagey. There he goes. Okay, what else do we got? So yeah, there's going to be some unique, I think, fun just telling these stories in tandem, and I'm so happy to be able to share some special content with you guys because you deserve it. You're throwing some support my way, and I do appreciate it very much. Okay, now I'm going to assume that we've got a bandit leader in there. So let's ruin his day. Ooh, into the tree. Gotcha.
This a surprise.
I don't know, is it? All right. Problem solved. Key, that's good. Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for your kind support of CouchWarriorTV and your willingness to help out with things by supporting my Patreon campaign. I do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will come back for more. You can expect to see, I'm hoping, 1 or 2 episodes a week, alternating storylines. And until next time, stay out of the ash.